Hello guys, welcome to Zimaleta How To Show. My name is Serge. Thank you so much for joining me today. In today's video, I would like to talk about something interesting. I would like to talk about brake light switch. I would like to actually show you what it looks like. I would like to tell you where it's located. And I would like to show you the difference between a good one and a bad one, in case you are wondering whether it's time to replace yours or not. And why would you actually need to look at it? Why is it important? It's everything that I have learned in the past 10 years, but I have learned more about it in the past few months than I ever have learned about it. You know, I've only kind of like experienced it just a little bit, and at those times it was not that severe, or at least I didn't think it was that severe. I just don't know what to look for. So I would like to spread my knowledge to you guys and show you kind of like what it's actually doing and kind of like explain those kind of things to you. So let's dive in. First of all, this is a brake light switch right here. It is actually located at the very top portion of your pedal. The way it actually works, guys, is you see there's a button right here that you actually press in. The way it actually works, whenever you actually press down on the brake, this actually is supposed to come out, and when it actually comes out, it causes your rear brake lights to actually go ahead and turn off, and you just have like regular running lights. They're gonna be on because, you know, like in the back you got the lamps that got the dual type of system, to where one of them is for brake light, the other one is just for regular like running lights, and those are like in the T1Ns. They're located at the very top. That's those type of lights, because the ones at the bottom, they're the single type. And so what happens, guys, when actually this thing fails? Well, a lot of stuff happens. First of all, the very first symptoms you're gonna actually encounter with this thing going bad is that you're actually gonna start seeing ABS, ESP, instruction control lights light up on your dash. Okay. Also, you wanna kind of like well, yeah, I want to explain another thing. When those things light up, your cruise control is going to stop working. And if this problem continues, your number 5 fuse, that's actually a 10 amp fuse that's located underneath your steering column, will also get blown. And if you replace just a fuse, and this thing is still bad, like this one, this is actually a bad one. Take exit. So let's go ahead and mute that. Like once you actually replace them, this thing is actually bad, like this one. It's going to continue on blowing a fuse. Sometimes it's going to blow it right away. Sometimes it's going to blow it like, I don't know, like in a few miles or so. So most likely, if your fuse is getting blown, it is being caused by a bad brake light switch. That's just one of the things that's going to happen. So what's going to happen once your brake light switches goes bad and your fuse is blown? Well, you'll actually not be able to shift your gear from park in order to go to neutral or reverse or drive. You're not going to be able to actually shift it. It's just not going to let you. It's going to keep it locked up, and that's actually the fuse doing it. So once you replace the fuse, even though brake light switch is still bad, it's actually going to allow you to actually shift, just like it did in my last video. But in my last video, I replaced the fuse, and this thing was actually bad. I had no choice but to replace this later on at night. I did make like a little GoPro video. I might show again, like at some point, with these two things side by side, a good one and a broken one side by side. You know, that kind of thing. So let me explain kind of like what else is going on. So if you would say like experience this shifter like not working, what I want you to do is just go ahead and, you know, leave your vehicle parked, and I'll actually tell you how to get it out of park in case you guys don't know. Most of you guys already figured it out. But anyways, keep it in park, turn your headlights on completely, and go ahead and go to the rear of your vehicle and take a look at the lights. And most likely your brake lights are going to be like staying on, okay? And it's going to be really hard to tell that they're on. Yes, they're going to be a little bit brighter, but if you're maybe like, if you're not sure kind of like what to look for, you might think, well, that's maybe just the standard lights on. But it's very apparent, you know, that the brake lights are on. So another way to test it is have somebody sit in your driver's seat and press on the brake for you and see if you have any changes in at the back of your rear tail lights, if they're going to actually get brighter or not. Chances are they're not going to get brighter. Then what I want you to do is go ahead and pop your fuse panel open, replace the number 5 fuse, which is a 10 amp, with a fresh one, and go ahead and go in the back and look at the difference of the lights. Are there like normal type of on, and then ask somebody to go ahead and press your brake on, okay? So to see if that's actually going to work. If the problem has went away, then of course it's going to start working normally. If it hasn't gone away, if that problem is still persistent, then obviously the brake lights are just like immediately going to like go on, and they're going to stay on, okay? And that's going to be very apparent, even though your shifter is shifting, okay? And at the very beginning, even though this problem is bad, the system hasn't really detected it because the fuse is still not blown, you know, and you obviously could shift that out of gear and stuff. So when you look at the dash, your vehicle's on, it seems like everything's working, but the lights are actually gonna like not be there, okay? And then shortly after, because the brake lights, they're staying on all the time, it causes the fuse to burn out, because I don't know if it's something in the system or maybe it gets overheated and it just blows the system off. Here's another thing that I noticed, guys. When this problem was going on, for some reason I had intermittent type of problems with the very top lights. One of them would only stay on, and then you go kind of like tap on it, and then like that one goes on and the other one goes off. It was really strange, guys, that a little thing like this could be causing all these problems, like not to shift, for the brake lights to stay on, and of course you know, the lights on the dash are going to be on, and then the cruise control not working. It's just like everything's like tied in to this one thing. So I was going to share like another thing. The way to actually move it out of gear, guys, try to get like an Allen wrench, maybe kind of like this. I'm not sure, let's see if this one says this is a 3/16. Next to the your shifting lever there's like a little area, like a very tiny one, it's kind of like a little flap on it. If you press on it, you can see it actually presses down. It's actually right below the D, guys. So you could stick this on there, and you could feel that it's pressing something. So press that in using your left hand, and go ahead and shift it out of gear. If you need to kind of like go ahead and drive and go somewhere, because you might be in a position where you don't have the brake light switch yet, and you actually need to drive somewhere. So what is some of the choices in getting a brake light switch, like brand new one, and how much is it? Well, normally you could pick them up on eBay like I did. Here's a brand new one here. Might not be able to see it. There it is. That's a brand new one. Normally you could pick it up on eBay for 10 bucks. I've heard guys pick it up for like 7 bucks. Okay, I'm not sure if there's a quality issue or like any kind of difference. And from what it looks like this is a Mercedes genuine part. Although, actually no, it's not. It says Euro parts. So, but on the picture, when I was actually trying to buy it on eBay, it actually was showing that it's a Mercedes and stuff like that. So they must have used the original picture, you know. But anyways, how to know if this is actually bad besides all these other ways that I have explained? Well, I don't want to really unpack this one just yet, but I want to show you something. Let's see, it's kind of getting oversaturated with light. Well, let me open it up, I guess, for you guys, because I want you to see, guys, this difference, because this is very, very apparent. Okay, I have pulled it out. Look how long that thing is, and now look at them side by side, guys. I got them lined up exactly. So as I press this in, look, it stops. That's actually completely pressed in. Okay, and look at this one. It presses in all the way pretty much down, and it's pretty much has sunk its way down inside. Okay, and it's not coming out. Well, actually, I just pulled it out, but I had to really squeeze it in there. So now you can actually see that it's completely in. This is another thing I wanted to actually see if this could be possible to repair, guys. Well, actually, yeah. So that's out of question. So I was gonna try to see if maybe there's like a temporary type of fix where you could pull it out and use it, kind of like you see, like it goes in slightly, but looks like when the pedal maybe goes like jams it in too far, it just go ahead, you know, and it's gonna stay back in there, because it's not supposed to sink all the way down. So I'm not sure if there's something you could do to actually prevent this from happening. There's possibly something you could do on the outside of this plastic piece to, you know, kind of like have it go down this far, and maybe do like some kind of like a little ring around it. Maybe use some kind of like a C type of clamp, cut like little grooves in there, and go ahead and stick a C clamp to keep it from sinking in all the way down. This would be my fix on it. I guess the main thing is to try to see if you could actually use this now that it's completely out like this, and that's of course the bad one. So we're gonna go ahead and put this one back, because this one's not sinking all the way down. You know, I'm not sure if I'm gonna force it down. It's gonna go down, you know. Of course I'm not gonna try to mess with my new one, but I'm pressing it hard enough, I think, and it's not going down. Okay. But you know, I think if I press it down like really hard, I could probably force it in there, and then my new one is going to be no good again. So I don't want to risk it, because yeah, like I'm actually pressing this pretty good force, but anything above that, it just completely sinks. So I think that's actually a pretty good example, guys. So basically, so let's kind of like talk about this problem with the brake light switch, okay? Like a little bit more with the ABS ESP instruction control. Sometimes you see them go on, and sometimes they go off. Now, I've been told on some of my videos, because I have some videos like that, guys, where the ABS lights can come up, you know, they come on and stuff, and some of you guys are pretty smart. You're like, hey, that's the brake light switch. So I had some of you guys say that in the very beginning, you know, when I actually launched those videos. But the problem would actually be intermittent. It would just go away. And I'm thinking that's actually not caused by a brake light switch, guys. It is throwing us off, because this is a lot of systems involved. I mean, this is ABS, ESP, traction control. It's just a lot of different stuff involved, and this is a brake light switch that has to do with the shifter type of issue, and your lights are kind of staying on. In those type of situation, guys, I remember when those lights are on, if you just go step out outside, if your lights are on and you look at the brake light, well, it's not on, so obviously it's not the brake light switch. So I guess the question remains, well, what is it then? And I've had some pretty good comments, and of course some of my thoughts as well, but I'm gonna go ahead and use some of your comments and go ahead and kind of like mention this. Some of you guys said it could be like a bad wire, or a bad like ABS sensor, or like a bad speed sensor. Some of you guys call a speed sensor instead of like ABS sensor. I guess maybe they're called like that, you know, but because it is technically a speed sensor, it actually recognizes the rotation of the rear wheels. The ABS sensors, that's actually what they're doing. They're reading it, you know, but the actual part is called ABS type of sensor. So I'm thinking as well that the wire might be damaged. Also, there might be some fluids on there, like your rear differential. Yeah, differential type of fluid. It's on there because the seal might be leaking, like it is leaking on mine. I actually have a leak back there, and I mentioned this before in one of my earlier videos, that this is why it's coming on for me. And then I was corrected in saying that's a brake light switch. And then, shoot, that was like almost 2 years ago, and brake light switch just now failed on me. So most likely my ABS, ESP, and traction control lights, they're going to still come on. This is not going to go away, because there is a leaky seal back there, guys. It's not leaking bad, otherwise I would have go ahead and replace it. But I have the new seals, I have the new bearings. It is like almost like uncommon that the rear bearings go bad. Like the front ones, they go bad, but the rear ones uncommon. But I went ahead and got the new bearings and new seals, because I think if he was gonna go that far, might as well go ahead and you know, change those. But anyways, I guess that's a story for like another type of video. But I'm thinking the solution to this problem is probably replacing the actual ABS switch, because it's already old and it's probably like acting up and stuff. It could be very dirty, and maybe just a good cleaning would do. But this is something that I did do, guys, since I guess the launch of that one video where I was talking about those lights and stuff on my dash. I actually removed the wheel and stuff, and I've really cleaned it up nice, guys, because it actually had huge deposits, kind of like rusted deposits, and along with like soot and stuff like that. So I actually cleaned that stuff up, and I could actually tell the ABS sensor, it actually kind of like moves up and down, which is kind of good, because it's not stuck. If I'm gonna go replace it, it's actually gonna be like not too bad. Okay. But anyways, guys, I guess this video is going to come to an end. I think we got a pretty good discussion out of this, and a pretty good idea kind of like what's going on, if it is going on. So if you guys have any kind of questions or you would like to add to this, please leave it in the comments below. I'll make sure to look at it and go ahead and make a video on that subject. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys, and God bless you. Good luck with your sprinters. And like always, if you have any issues, please let me know. I want to help you guys. That's what I'm here to do. And also, if you're not a subscriber yet, please subscribe. That's going to make my day. And if you could hit a like, I would really appreciate it. This makes the video more popular, and then YouTube actually kind of like promotes it for me. So that would be really awesome, because the goal of my channel is to grow and to have as much people as possible watching my YouTube channel with the sprinter content, because this is actually where it's going to be at. It's going to be a lot of sprinter stuff and a lot of different stuff. I'm actually gonna have an update video to tell you guys kind of like what I've worked on this week, because I haven't actually posted any videos. I missed 2 days pretty much, yesterday and the day before. I'll tell you guys in the next video like what I've been working on. I think you're gonna be kind of like interested. But anyways, guys, God bless you. Good luck. Bye bye.